Well, for anyone who's following us, know, hey, season hasn't been going the way that we had planned to go, but it's still a lot of football to be played. So I just told the guys, hey, I know it was a tough loss, but we had a great week of practice. We're going to put together 2 solid weeks of practice and just continue to work hard. Continue to work hard and keep doing things the right way. Eventually, you'll reap the harvest. Got to win our last 2 to get into the playoffs. So, that's our mindset. Going back to last week, just wanted to get back to having fun. Our kids, sometimes when you're under pressure, your players get so uptight that they forget, hey, you're going to make mistakes. But still, enjoy the moment. Have fun. Our goals are still the same. Our philosophy is still the same. Protect the football, stop the run, and get off the field on 3rd down. So, Prattville has a very, very talented football team. Their record may not show it. They have some very key guys. The quarterback, Josh, he's extremely dangerous, and Chad does a good job. So we know, we got to tackle. We have to align a sign. We got to tackle and protect the ball offensively and sustain some drives.
Important thing going into the game was, protecting the football. We put a lot of emphasis on that last week, and we did that in that ball game. That gives us an opportunity in the 4th quarter to win the game, and we did it throughout the game. And I think offensively, we did a really good job of blocking up front. And I think even with our receivers, they didn't get a lot of opportunities in the ball game, but when they had opportunity, they caught the ball. And I'm extremely proud of Ronald Harris. He did a great job of, going from receiver to quarterback, and not only just, being explosive, running the ball, but was able to make a few throws here and there to sustain some drives. And we did, even though our quarterback was still banged up, we put him in and he threw a couple touchdowns also. But I'm proud of, our defense and special team. They created, between both units, created 6 turnovers in the ball game, and one of them we scored on, so that was a big part. But most part, I was proud of the guy, just the way the season had been going at the end of the games. We was able to finish. That's what I told him after the game. I was proud of him just the way we finished. Even though I didn't like the way the game, I enjoyed the win, but I thought we had moments to kind of just take the game over, and we didn't, but we did finish the game and came out victorious. Just play Carver football. I feel like, if we protect the football and we play good defense and special teams, we got a chance to win. And we just got to do that this week. And, like I told the guys right after the game, celebrate right now. When we pull up at Carver, our next game has started. The coaches, we started on that game that night. We had a short week this week, so it's senior night. It's going to be an emotional night for some of the seniors, the last regular season game in Crampton Bowl. So we just want to send those guys out on the right, on the right deal there and come out victorious. But like you said, what's important is coming out with a region win and keeping this momentum and try to clinch a playoff berth.
Tell you what, it wasn't a surprise to us. We know Coach Wise in Auburn High School. The record didn't indicate what type of team they are. Auburn always plays great football. Last year we had an opportunity to jump up on 14, and we ended up coming back to beat us 28-14. So we know it's going to be that type of game. That they're going to be a hard-nosed team. They're going to try to run the ball, and it was one they needed. They had actually opportunity to have a bye week, so they had 2 weeks to prepare for us, and we're coming off a short week. Playing that Friday, so but they had a great game plan. Try to keep it out of our hand, and but we didn't play well. Despite the fact of playing those guys, we didn't tackle well defensively. We gave up big plays, and they were 5 for 5 on 4th downs, 9 for 15 on 3rd downs, and if you look at those statistics. Such as those, that was going to be a long game. They controlled the time of possession on the clock. They were able to convert 3rd down, so that makes it long. And when you're able to keep our offense off the field, that limit the touches. We only touched the ball 3 times. That first half, limited situation. So that was tough. Wasn't able to get our offense rolling. And defensively, again, we just weren't able to tackle, weren't able to stop the run that first half. But those guys, I was proud of those guys. Second half, there was no quit. There's no quit in our football team. So, they were able to jump up on us, and we were able to kind of reel them back in some. But we didn't able to make the big plays. One of the crucial plays at the end of the game, with 1:36 left in the game. It was a 4th and 6 situation, and we had him tackled for a loss, with the score being 34-32 at that time. And that was the story of the game. They made plays and we didn't. So, our kids are very upbeat this week. We can't have time to lick our wounds. We have Central Phoenix City. So, but I'm real proud of those guys. Didn't like the outcome quite naturally as a head coach, but I saw progress, and one of the things you want to see in your team is no quit, and those guys continue to fight. So I'm very happy about that part. Pretty much our whole week, this concept this week is just being more physical, and I think that when we got beat last week, they were more physical than us at that point. So we just, everything we're doing is just, even at this point of the season, we're just being more physical. You just have to string up your bootstraps and get ready to play some football. Central has a good football team. They're 7-0. They have some good football players. The quarterback, the receiver, the running back. They're kind of a three-headed monster. So we just got to be able to, play good fundamental football, and that basically is tackle well defensively. Don't give up the big play because they have a big play receiver. They're going to give it to him. There's no question about that. And defensively, they have a great outside linebacker that runs around the defense that's going to play man coverage, and they're going to challenge you, and they're going to get up in your face. So I feel good about the game plan, what we have going on, and the work we're putting in. Those guys are really excited about this game. Last year we felt that we had an opportunity to be able to win that game, and we kind of felt as though we let the opportunity slip away, and those guys are working hard this week to make sure that doesn't happen again. So we're really excited about this game, but we know it's going to be a good challenge, but we're up to it.
I was really happy with the way the kids handled Saturday. We had a great morning with our preparation. The kids were on time. They just handled themselves well. We had a great week of practice, so I felt like after that, and then the way we handled the morning and all that, I thought we'd play well, and we did. There were still some issues. I think, we just playing at that time of day in front of a small crowd. It was a strange feeling for them. We dropped a couple balls, which is uncharacteristic for us. And had a touchdown in the end zone that we tipped up that they intercepted that early in the game. So there were still some things that didn't go just perfect, but obviously the defense played well. We kept them out of the end zone. And be perfectly honest, they're struggling. They don't have a great football team right now, and we took advantage of that. But just I felt like we played well, and we continued to improve on some things we needed to improve on. And so just overall, it was good to get a region win and move to the next one. Obviously it's going to be a challenge. They have a tremendous team. Coach Cunningham's done a good job, changing the culture there, and those guys have been playing really good football, and they're a dangerous football team. They've got the best receiving core we've seen since we played Lee, and we know what Lee did to us with their receivers. So we've got a big challenge. They've got a tremendous quarterback that can make plays in the pocket, out of the pocket. Obviously, he's a great player. He's committed to North Carolina. So defensively, it's going to be a big challenge for us. They've got tall receivers that can go up and make plays. They've got speed. It's going to be a tough game. And then on the other side of the ball, they've got Alfred in the defensive front, but I'm going to tell you, they got 2 or 3 other guys up there that are playing really well. And, we're going to have to – our offensive line is going to play well if we're going to be successful. They like to get in your face with the DBs and man you up and make you beat them. And, so it should be a great night. They've been having tremendous crowds every week, and their support's strong, and the kids are playing hard. And, it's the kind of game you enjoy. It's going to be a challenge. Should be a hard-fought game right down to the wire, and whoever wins this game will be the team that overcomes the mistakes they make and also makes the fewest mistakes.
What we talked about and went into last week thinking was just be basic, get back to the basics, make sure we're fundamentally sound. I kind of took the approach that we took at the beginning of the season when we went back and did a whole lot of things, little things, just to make sure that we're sound. We also just kind of talked about, keeping your head. This is going to be another emotional game. It's going to kind of be like the game from when we played Carver and Jeff Davis and Lee also. So what we talked about is just being play within the moment. Make sure you're being sound. just do the little things. A lot of what we said last week was just making sure we do the little things right. We know what we're up against this week. Of course, you know, we're playing, I think, one of the best quarterbacks in the state of Alabama. He sometimes make you look unsound. When you watch tape and you look at other people's defense, I think it's a question of where the defenses are sound. He just makes you look unsound with the things that he can do with the football. So we just kind of concentrated on just being sound, doing the little things, and make sure we execute what we got to execute. Paul Crossing gonna do what they do. We can't control that, but we can control how we play and the things that we do on the football field. A lot of that I kind of stayed away from, kind of talking about the region champ, and then just talk about the fact that they're the next team on our schedule. And our whole deal is been the whole year is to get better. You really can't look at an opponent and say that you're going to prepare for, you're going to prepare for that opponent, but the biggest thing is that you do what you do best. You can't control, like I said, what Paul Crossing does. It's just a matter of us, taking care of business, doing the things that we need to do as a unit. I'm sure Coach Brown is doing the same thing, making sure his guys are sound. Defensively, we just talked about just being smart. Don't do anything that gonna hurt your team. Same thing offensively. Don't do anything that's gonna put us in the hole. Just be basic. Do the things that your coaches are teaching you, and you'll be fine.
This Friday night, Stanley Jensen Stadium, 7 o'clock in Private, Alabama. We'll play. Need the JD Nation to come out and support. Everyone from the Empire come show your support. For us, it's the first round of the playoffs. When these last two we in, so our playoff starts now. Need to see you there. Go Vols.
Wolverine Nation, we play Thursday night, senior night. It's our seniors' last regular season game in Crampton Bowl, and this is our last regular season game in Crampton Bowl. So we look forward to everybody coming out, cheering us on. It's a big game for us. It's our last region game, an opportunity for us to get into the playoffs. So we look forward to everybody green and gold cheering us on.
Lee Nation, we're back this Friday. Phoenix City, Alabama, playing the Red Devils. So come out and support your Lee Generals. A game last year that you all showed up in great numbers. We're gonna need that support again to continue our goals to be region champs. Come out and see you this Friday.
All right, region championship on the line. We need every T-Bird fan in the city there. I know Lanier's going to bring a great crowd, so we've got to match that. Should be a great night for football. The weather's going to be beautiful. Need as big a crowd as we can get to support us. Go Birds.
Big L, come out on Friday night, support your team. This is the biggest game for Lanier, I want to say, since 99, 2000, when they played in the semifinals versus Lee. So bring all the kids out, bring your grandparents, bring everybody out. We're going to need everybody for this one. So come on out and support the boys. We're looking forward to you. I think our kids enjoy that energy you bring. So please come out and support the boys. Thank you.